My dear brothers and sisters, in 1960, a physician in Southern California, Dr. Kirschner, published a slender volume, Nature's Healing Grasses. In our opinion, it's a California classic. It has gone through many printings. It's available on Amazon to this day. What Dr. Kirschner was doing was to blend in an ordinary kitchen blender edible wild greens, including dandelion, malva, alfalfa, filigree, and lamb's quarter, along with parsley. He would add water. He would just add water and blend, and he administered this green drink to his patients with dramatic results, curing many of serious illness. Decades later, the raw food movement took up where Dr. Kirschner left off. It is part of the living legacy that live foods have bequeathed to the world. So, let's go ahead and let's go ahead and let's create a green drink alive and bubbling in its vivacity. And we'll start as we've done before in so many videos with making almond milk. And the problem with almond milk is that it's too easy to make. We start with a cup of water. We use spring water, of course. If you care about your health, you don't drink tap water. You drink bottled water or filtered water, please. So we add a cup of spring water, and to this we're going to add a heaping tablespoon of our living tree alive organic almond butter. And it's made from almonds grown by a California family of farmers of 5 generations on this California earth. And what we'll do, we'll go ahead right now and we'll give it a blend. And behold, we have almond milk, so much less expensive than what you can buy in the store, which, by the way, has probably been sitting on the store shelf since the dawn of the Cenozoic. So now, with our almond milk base, we're going to add vivacity. We'll start with here's a wonderful purple garlic, and we'll add a clove of garlic, please. We'll chop it up, and we'll add a clove of garlic. And now to that, we will take a beet to give it a magnificent red color. We'll chop up the beet. And we'll give it a spin. Isn't that a vivacious red? So we've got our base. So let's go ahead and let us add some Siberian kale. And then to that we will add we will add some collard greens that I've grown in my victory garden, just a short distance from here. So some collard greens, and then we will add some Russian red kale. You know that it's Russian red kale as it has a red stem, also grown in my victory garden, Russian red kale. And then we will add green peace kale, magnificent kale. I got the seeds from the Seed Savers Exchange. Please visit their website. They're wonderful people carrying on our heritage in rare and old time and wonderful seeds. So, Seed Savers Exchange, please join them. They're such a treasure. And let's give that a spin. Okay. And now we will add some red dandelions. Red dandelion leaves. Here we go. And we'll add them. And we'll add a bit of Swiss chard. And why not? Why not some a leaf or two of lettuce for vivacity. There we go. And now let's supercharge it, brothers and sisters, by adding a clump of wheatgrass. This is wheatgrass that I've grown in my garden. Just add a clump. This is vivacity. This is streaming, bubbling life. Such a contrast to what's happening in the world out there, and so absolutely necessary. So here we go. Wheatgrass. And that's it. That's it. We have our green drink. So very, very necessary in a world that is going in a very, very different direction. And I'd like to ask you to join with me in reflecting that although the United States has 4% of the world's population, it has 25% of COVID cases. Although the United States has 4% of the world's population, it has 20% of COVID deaths. And yet, total expenditure in this country on healthcare was a phenomenal $3.6 trillion. And healthcare as a percentage of our gross national product exceeds 18%. So the United States by far and away of the top ranking of the top 11 industrial countries spends far, far more on healthcare than any other nation whatsoever. And yet, in every survey, the United States is always ranked last in access to health care, and in outcomes. The United States spends far more than any other country, but ranks last. The situation is evidently way out of balance. And I would like to offer a new direction, a new beginning, a first step. And that first step would be a day, one single day out of the year, of fasting, fasting on water, fasting by way of making a resolve that we will turn this situation around. Fasting by way of cleansing. Fasting by way of regeneration. Fasting by way of contrition. Fasting by way of redemption. A day of fasting to bear witness to the tragedy of that 42% of American adults are obese, and in just a few years it will be half. A day of fasting to bear witness that 60% of the food that Americans eat is ultra-processed. A day of fasting to bear witness that last year 108,000 Americans died of drug overdoses. You pulled this country out of the Great Depression. And overnight, after Pearl Harbor, it became the arsenal of democracy. You went on to fight 2 wars simultaneously, liberating both Europe and Asia from radical evil. There is nothing you cannot accomplish. Let us go forward then, brothers and sisters. Let's go forward with a first step, a day of fasting on water, by way of expressing our resolve that we will yet realize here Abraham Lincoln's dream of a new birth of freedom, that we will yet build here a garden for the American spirit. Let us go forward. It is my privilege to share with you.